thought it best to be discreet in light of the fact that the Portuguese are fast solidifying their hold on the Indies, was William Cecil's reply.
The Portuguese be damned, shouted the Queen. 'Tis the Spanish, for they call the tune in Portugal now. They mean to have the riches of the East Indies as they have all the wealth now pouring forth from the silver and gold mines in the New World. Well, I won't have it. The East Indies must be England's.
I wonder if the prince who rules those lands will agree with your sentiments, madame, observed Skye wryly.
Elizabeth Tudor looked at her long-time adversary and then said something that no one had ever thought to hear her say to this great rival of hers.
I need your help, dearest Skye. No one else can do what I need done but you.
The two men in the room glanced at one another, one more surprised than the other. Skye looked to her husband, Adam de Morisco, and saw in his gaze what she knew she would see. The Queen had come as close to begging for her aid as she was ever going to. Adam's smoky blue eyes looked steadily into Skye's, and she could hear his silent voice as clearly as if he were actually speaking to her.
You cannot refuse her now, his eyes told her quietly. Give over, little girl. Be gracious in your victory.
Madame, may I have your permission to sit? She asked. Our journey was a long road travelled in a short time. I find that I can no longer spend so many hours in the saddle without suffering from it. The Queen nodded, graciously motioning Skye to a comfortable chair by the fireside. Elizabeth Tudor sat opposite her old foe, leaning forward almost girlishly upon her elbows, and said with a grin, After so many years, one would think our bottoms would grow hardened, but alas, they do not. I find that I cannot hunt as often as I once did without suffering also. There was a momentary silence, and then Skye asked, Why did John Newbury, William Hawkins, and their party travel overland, madame? Hawkins thought to appear less conspicuous. More than likely he thought to save himself the cost of mounting a proper expedition, and thereby gain a greater profit, said Skye. Upon the sea, he was not likely to encounter many ships if the voyage was planned carefully, but upon the land Englishmen travelling in foreign climes, however simply, cannot help but appear objects of curiosity to the local population, a fact that would be quickly brought to the attention of the local authorities. Still, he has not been gone for so long that he will not be successful, madame. Why this haste to launch another expedition? Our agents in Spain send word that our dear late sister's husband, Philip, seeks to send a great armada against England. The cost of this war is to be borne by the bounty Philip wrests from the Indies. India is ruled by a mighty prince, who willingly trades with Portugal and hence with Spain. The Portuguese are a heavy-handed people, however, and I will wager that if we could but get our foot in the door of India, their Emperor, Akbar, seeing the difference between our two countries, would more willingly trade with us, and Spain's revenues would be badly cut. William Hawkins and his little party may eventually attain the Indies, but your ships can reach it far more quickly, dearest Skye. You have ever been adept at accomplishing the impossible. 'Tis Irish luck, I suppose, but you and Sir Robert Small together seem to be an invincible pair where trade is concerned. Robbie is getting too old for this sort of thing, madame, Skye protested. I should like to be present when you tell him so, Elizabeth said, chuckling. But if that concerns you, then go yourself. In fact, I should far prefer that you go, for no one else has your knack for diplomacy when it so pleases you. I have a family, madame. I cannot simply pick up and leave them. Your children are grown. Not Velvet. She's still a little maid, not yet 13. Send her to me here at court, the Queen suggested. She is my godchild, and I shall be happy to have her. Never, said Skye vehemently. Forgive me, madame, but my child is yet an innocent, and I would she remained so for the time being. Your court is a wondrous place for those who are wise in the ways of the world, and you, madame, are the most virtuous of women, but my child would be fair game for those whose high-mindedness is not as great as your majesty's. If I do this for you, Velvet must remain in her own home in the care of Robbie's sister, Dame Cecily Small. If, madame, the Queen's grey-black eyes narrowed. Skye sighed. We must leave.